KA0KDW, hey Brad, heard you out there. I'm going to be on the side for a few more minutes. I'm on another club net and I'm trying to save my voice for tonight, so feel free to strike up a conversation and have at it. KA0KDW, KD8SLG.
Sounds good. We'll be standing by. And yep, I just wrapped up my Missouri DMR net a little over 10 minutes ago. Great turnout there. Would love even more people. Even some Ohioans would be great on the Missouri DMR net. Anyhow, we'll be standing by. This is Kilo Alpha 0 Kilo Delta Whiskey.
W8WKY.
WB8GKB, Ed, this is KD8SLG. Are you out there? Nothing heard. Ed always wants to get in early, so I thought I'd give him an open window there. This is KD8SLG. Anybody out there?
Negative, KD2HC.
AC5RBG.
W3ATV.
All right, that'll keep me busy for a minute. KD2HCE, Chris. We haven't talked in a while, man. You've been doing a whole lot of in and outs. How are you tonight? You running another net even as we speak?
No, I'm actually on the phone with our newest NCS right now, and she did her first net tonight on 40 meters, so keeping up with everything here and there, so that net's a job. So I've been doing a whole bunch. As a matter of fact, I'm processing a new member right now. That's why I'm in and out. So with that, I'm in and out. KD2HCE 730. We'll hopefully catch you soon, but it's been a job. Hopefully everyone's well. KD2HCE, back to you.
All right, Chris, have at it, man. And yeah, there's nothing like the post-net debriefing for a new NCO. That's for sure. So we'll talk to you later, Chris. Good to hear from you. I'm going to clear KD2HCE. I got you marked in and out, Chris. Let's say hi to Shannon real quick. KC5RBG. Hi, Shannon. How are you?
Hey, buddy. Doing pretty good. Just been suffering a little bit today, not much. But I have made an accomplishment today, so I am happy about that. And looking forward to the net tonight. And I will be hanging around, by the way.
Well, don't leave me hanging like that, Shannon. What did you accomplish today?
Well, I have successfully booted Ubuntu Linux on a Raspberry Pi on an SSD drive. No micro SD card needed. And I'm very happy about it and proud.
Awesome, dude. Ubuntu's not small, but it's not huge, so it doesn't surprise me that you can manage that. And awesome, dude. Awesome. What are you going to do with it?
Well, it's going to be my side project. I'm going to see what ham radio tools are out there for it. You know, it's with everything being in such a small, compact form, it's very just got the Raspberry Pi 4, and then I got a little Bluetooth dongle for a keyboard and mouse that go off the same dongle. So, have that. And then I have this super thin flat screen monitor that requires next to nothing to power. So, it's light, it's easy to haul around, easy to power, and I'm going to see what Linux ham tools I can get going.
All right, man. Sounds like a fun project. You have at it. I got you on the list. I'll talk to you in a few more minutes once we get the net started, or the pre-net anyway. I got you on the list for Dustin. So hang around and rest your eyes. Going to clear with KC5 RBG for now. Got about 3 more minutes before the girl starts talking. Anybody else out there want to say hi?
W3TV, I have a comment for Shannon.
Eddie, as soon as I unkeyed, I remembered you had called out there as well. W3ETV, go ahead, talk to Shannon.
Yeah, hi Shannon. I'll make it short because we don't want to interfere with the girl. Actually, Raspberry Pis are really cool, and you can have different memory cards with different operating systems on it, and if you wanted to switch to another operating system, it's just a matter of having your Raspberry Pi off, taking out the memory card, plugging in another memory card, and booting it up to a new memory, to a new operating system. And there are some operating systems out there that are fully made with ham in mind, and I had one some time ago. I'm not sure exactly what the name of it was, but it had a lot of the different things that you could do with ham radio applications and everything fully loaded on it. So I guess all you have to do is really just do some Googling and look for ham operating systems for Raspberry Pi, and a lot of fun. I've had quite a few Raspberry Pis myself. Actually, some of them when I was teaching, actually put them in little small robots and had them running around the classroom. And the idea was to show the students how they could program with Python for the Raspberry Pi, and using the Arduino microcontrollers, being able to program in C for the Arduino. So a lot of fun there. So anyway, I'll turn it back to our host here, Nick, and let him go ahead and get ready for the girl. W3TV, back to Nick.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
There's my girl. QST. Calling all amateurs to the BeaconNet. Sponsored by the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association on the W8WKY repeater 147 Mark 390 positive offset and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We light up the nighttime airwaves here every Wednesday and Sunday night at 10 o'clock. That's 9 o'clock Tulsa time. This is the pre-show. I'm going to take a bunch of early check-ins for the next half hour. I'm going to set them up. Dustin, KD80PC, is going to knock them down. We'll make a few laughs. We'll catch up with each other, and we play a couple of trivia questions. So stick around. That's what it's all about. This is a directed net. Acid all traffic pass through net control. Your net control operator this evening is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KD8 SLG. My personal is Nick, November India Charlie Kilo, just Nick. So, as I said, we'll do a couple of rounds of check-ins, then I'll talk to everybody, see who's sticking around, then I'll hand it off to Dustin and we'll get this party started. Before we do that, let's check in with tonight's Beacon Net Control team, as I like to call it the Mickey Mouse Roll Call. KD8 EPC, this is KD8 SLG. Out there, Dustin?
KD8 SLG in the Beacon Net pre-show. This is KD8 EPC. Nick, we're here. We'll be ready for the net. Proxy is in and out. Hi. KD8 EPC, back to pre-net control.
All right, Dustin, let's see if we can beat this afternoon. Jinx. Sounding good there, Dustin. Going to clear with KD8 EPC. Let's see if Nick at Night, who's got trivia tonight, is out there. KE8QKO, KD8 SLG. You out there, Nick?
KD8 SLG, KE8QKO. Yes, sir, I'm out here. Standing by for the start of the net. I got a humdinger of a trivia question, or a bad trivia question. We'll see how it works out. I never really know if it's good or bad. Sometimes I think it's good, and it ends up being like everybody gets the answer, which isn't bad, but, sometimes you want to have a challenge. And sometimes I think I have an awesome question, and, anyway. Words are failing me. But, I'll be here for the start of the night. Standing by. KE8QKO.
Oh, Nick, you didn't make me wait tonight, man. Awesome. Yeah, I'm no good at trivia. You know that. So, I think they're all good because I don't do them. Gonna clear with KE8QKO. Let's check in with Mike, see if he's done with the Worcester net over there. KE8QWE, KD8 SLG. Out there, Mike? I think he's still on the Worcester net. He has no responsibilities whatsoever tonight, so that's okay. Going to clear with KE8QWE, who was never there. Let's talk to W8HRF. Still working on that one, Josh. He's got all trivia tonight. How you doing tonight, Josh?
KD8 SLG, W8HRF. Doing good, Nick. Just finished up putting the finishing touches on alternate trivia, and we're ready to rock and roll. Looking forward to the net. We'll be here. Hopefully we sound okay. I love the confidence in Nick at Night's what he was saying about his trivia question. Yeah, I don't know. This one may be good, maybe not. Who knows? But, we tried. I think it'll be fun. W8HRF, back to KD8 SLG.
Well, in a little over a half hour, we'll find out. So there. Thanks, Josh. Good to have you on board. Going to clear with W8HRF. And let's see what Eric's up to tonight. KE8VZA has no responsibilities whatsoever either, but he's here. KE8VZA, KD8 SLG. How are you, Eric?
KD8 SLG, KE8VZA. Boy, that HRF guy sounds like that VKA guy that used to check in here. I'm doing well, Nick. Everybody's sounding good so far on my end. So I'll turn it back to you, KE8VZA, back to pre-net control.
All right, Eric, glad to have you on board. Going to clear with KE8VZA. Let's try Mike again. He just showed up, I think. KE8QWE, Mike. Good evening, sir, with no responsibilities whatsoever. Are you out there now? All right, I'm striking out with Mike tonight. All right, let me tell you who I got here. I got K80KDW, Brad in Missouri, K8YUG, and KF8ANS, Josh and Marie. I'm sure you guys saw that little finger slip earlier. K5CFY out in Tulsa on the board, WB8CXO, who's streaming us on YouTube tonight. Thank you, Mike. KC0LRM, Kelly, K8YUK, Miss Lucy, K6KJV. I took the liberty there, Kevin. Say hi to us tonight. W3ETV Eddie is in there as well. KD2HCE was in and out. KC5RBG Shannon's out there. And AB8MO, I just added you to the bottom of the list. Who else is out there and wants to get in on the Beacon Net tonight? This is KD8SLG. I'm listening.
Let me try it out outside here. WBHGKV, Whiskey Bravo 8, Golf Kilo Victor. Trying it without the link, but I got the door open. At the link, it's some trouble there. See if I made it. WBHGKV.
Foxtrot 8, Alpha November Tango, KF8, ANT.
WA8KOC.
All right, I picked up 3 there. WB8GKV, Ed, I got you in there. I gave you a holler a little before that. You could try to avoid that, but I got you in there, buddy. KF8ANT, Steven, I got you in there as well. I won't go and call you Stefan like your mom tonight. And WA8KOC, Fred, I got you on the list. Fred, real quick, are you just getting your ticket punched tonight?
Yeah, Nick, I'll just punch a ticket tonight. My wife just got home from work, and I'm just going to go up and spend some time talking to her. So you guys have a great net. Enjoy the trivia. And thanks for taking my check-in. Mark me in and out if you would. 7-3 to you and everybody else in here. WA8KOC, back to net.
WA8KOC, KD8SLG. I got you marked in and out, Fred. Thanks for stopping by and give my best to your lovely bride. Anybody else out there? This is KD8SLG. I'm listening.
Romeo Mike, Scott from Mansfield.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango, Quebec Romeo, KE8TQR.
All right, we picked up 2 more there. KE8ZRM, Scott. You've been kind of radioactive there, buddy. Heard you around a few times today. Glad to have you on board. And KE8TQR, Keith, I got you on there. All right, let's work the list, see who's sticking around tonight. Starting with Brad. KA0KDW, Brad, Missouri. How are you tonight there, Brad? And are you going to stick around to play trivia with us tonight?
K0KDW, doing well, and yes, I will be sticking around. And I made an invitation to the Missouri DMR net for those with Brandmeister. If you have the blue screen, check it out. Otherwise, if anyone is interested, I can give details during the regular net. K0KDW.
K0KDW. KDSLG. All right there, Brad. Well, I got you sticking around. Man, I got to tell you, my Wednesdays are booked, so don't be listening to me. Plus, I don't have a DMR hotspot set up anymore, so I'd have to do some finagling or steer around the local repeater to get in there. So, but there may be some other users out there tonight. We'll see. Going to clear with K0KDW. Next up, we're going to go North Coast. K8YUG. Josh, how are you tonight? What's going on? Are you sticking around?
KD8SLG, this is KE8YUG. Good evening, Nick. Yep, sticking around. Looking forward to it. It's good hearing you. And everybody else, sticking around. Back to pre-net control. KE8YUG.
W8WKY.
All right, there was a word from our sponsor, so I guess I'll toss into. You're listening to the Beacon Net on the W8WKY. I'm KD8SLG. And next we're going to talk to Miss Marie, KF8ANS. Good evening, Marie. How you doing? And are you going to stay up to play trivia with us tonight? KDSLG. Excuse me. Great to hear you on the radio there, Marie. And you stay up late and play some trivia with us. You guys are at the top of the list, so, you know, we'll get you in and out of here quickly. Gonna clear with KF8ANS. Let's go out to Tulsa and say hi to Ray. K5CFY, how'd your new assistant do this afternoon, Ray?
K5CFY, good evening there, Nick. Thanks for doing the pre-show. We always enjoy listening to you. And we had a good time, and we laughed a lot, and I'd like to apologize. I know we missed a lot of check-ins that were out there that we both missed, but anyway, he did okay, and he's going to be doing the Tuesday first hour by himself, so next Tuesday. So anyway, thanks for getting me in there. Definitely going to hang around and get the trivia, so we'll give it back to you. Again, thank you, Dustin, for doing the first hour. We definitely appreciate it.
K5CFY, KDSLG. Man, we love doing that first hour on Wednesdays, Ray, so no worries about that. But, man, you're giving him Miss Faye's Tuesday first hour? Nothing like a baptism of fire. All right, going to clear with K5CFY. I got you sticking around, Ray. Let's see if our YouTube streamers out there actually listening tonight. WB8CXO, KDSLG. Out there, Mike? Sounds good there, Mike. Sounds good. How are you? Are you going to stay up with us tonight? All right, Mike, we'll try to keep you awake while you're doing all that. So good to hear you, and as always, thanks for streaming us on YouTube. Going to clear with WB8CXO. Let's go out to Tulsa again, talk to Kelly. KC0LRM. Hopefully you got your audio issues repaired there, Kelly. How are you? And are you going to stick around for trivia tonight?
I am going to be sticking around, and just a little trivia for you, for your enjoyment. Happened to run into a guy today. His last name was Cornwall, and I almost called him Cornwaldo Bean. So back to you, Nick, and I will be sticking around.
The Cornwaldo sickness is overtaking you there, Kelly. That's awesome. And, man, whatever audio problems you had, they've been repaired. You're coming in loud and proud tonight. Good to hear you, Kelly. I got you sticking around. Going to clear with KC0LRM. Let's talk to Miss Lucy. KE8YUK. Good evening, Miss Lucy. Are you going to stick around and answer your lesser half's question tonight?
Oh, don't complain. My husband says I was in the middle of super gluing, Nick. What the heck, man? Now it's all dried out and I got to start over again. No, I'm here. KE8YUK. Yeah, I'll be here, probably grumping over some failed miniature projects. I gave up on my big dollhouse for now, and I'm working on the little teeny ones. But the little teeny ones are teeny, so I'm not improving my mood, but it's fine. I'll pass it back to you. KE8YUK, dude. KD8SLG.
KE8YUK, KDSLG. Try not to get the microphones sticky with the super glue there, Miss Lucy. And I'm sure when it's all done, you'll look back and say it was wonderful. I'm sure of that. I got you sticking around, Lucy. Gonna clear KYUK. Let's go out to California and talk to Kevin. I've dragged him in here. You gonna stick around tonight, Kevin? K6KJV. This is KDSLG.
Hello, everyone. This is K6KJV in Valley Springs, California, and yeah, I'm gonna hang around tonight and see how I do on them questions. I'm still trying to recover from all them people walking on me earlier today on Boredom Breaker Neck. So I'm going to pass it back to you, K6KJV.
It's a rare occasion to get in and out of the Boredom Breaker Net without getting some footprints on your back there, Kevin. But I you know, we pulled you out of there eventually. So glad to have you sticking around, Kevin. Going to clear with K6KJV. Let's go to Eddie in Annapolis. Oh, man. You guys have been in the news lately there, Eddie. W3ETV, this is KDSLG. You sticking around?
Yeah, it was a very tragic thing here that happened with that bridge, and I was totally amazed when I watched the videos of it at how fragile it seemed when it went down. You know, just from that ship hitting the one pylon there, I guess they call it a pylon or what it is, and then the whole thing came down. You know, and it's going to be a real major issue in months to come because that's the only way to get in and out of the harbor there, and you know, where they have all the shipping and stuff, and you know, it's going to be hard for the people that are doing the shipping because they're talking about roughly 8,000 people that might be out of work until they can get the shipping back in, and then of course cleaning up the debris from the bridge and reopening the, I guess, the area there, and so it's you know, going to be pretty rough for quite some time, and traffic is going to be rough because all those people that used to go that way now have to go all the way around or go through the two tunnels that they have on 95, and so it's going to be pretty rough. Anyway, yep, more news to come. W3ETV, and I'll be here.
All right there, Eddie. We got you sticking around tonight. Going to clear with W3ETV. KD2AC, Chris was in and out. Shannon, real quick, I'm going to say hi again. KC5RBG, you still awake there, Shannon? And are you sticking around for trivia?
Hey, Nick. Yeah, we're going to be hanging around for the big show. KC5RBG.
W8W.
Comment?
Go comment.
This is KJ7CLG, John in Kalispell, Montana. Just turned on my radio. Am I missing a net right now, or are you guys just preparing for a net? Back to you.
You're listening to the Beacon Net on the W8WKY repeater. We are taking early check-ins for the net that starts in about 9.5 minutes. I've got you on a list there, John. KJ7CLG, is that right?
Kilo Juliet 7, Charlie Lima Golf, KJ7CLG. Name's John in Kalispell, Montana, and I'll be monitoring. Hey, thank you very much. Back to you.
All right, John, I checked in and out. KJ7CLJ. Next up, we got AB8MO. Andy, how you doing tonight? You going to stay up and play trivia?
88 SLG. Gotta watch how I say that. This is AB8MO. Yeah, I think so, Nick. Just got my ticket for the Dayton Hamvention. I had a little issue, a minor issue with the hotel booking. For whatever reason, they just somehow got the message that I wanted 5 queen beds. And I had to tell them, no, I don't need quite that many. So just shot him an email back. So I'm going to go Friday and Saturday. That is the plan. That's all I got for now. See you there, Nick. Lily says hello. This is AB8MO.
Well, hello, Lily. And yeah, Andy, it is Hamvention season, so way to be on top of things. Going to clear with AB8MO. I got you sticking around, by the way, there, Andy. Let's go to Ed real quick. WB8GKB, Ed in Wadsworth. Are you sticking around for trivia tonight there, Ed?
Yeah, we'll be sticking around, and I think I'm making it in there. And since I do have some trouble, I'll try to turn it on a little bit earlier. I was maybe a couple minutes later than I should have been, and then I'll hear you if you give me a call. And was doing something about taxes tonight, and it's always something. And I got to send in something, and blah, 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 and I was looking for a bill, but they didn't send me the bill. But anyway, yeah, I'll try to get on just a little earlier because I had trouble. I think I was listening to the repeater direct, and when I answered, it didn't get in at all instead of the link. I thought I was listening on the link, maybe, and a couple times I tried to get in. But I went out to the door and got in on the repeater direct. So I never know. I never know which way to go. You know how it goes there. But it has to definitely drop completely. So we will try to get in just a hair earlier next time. Anyway, with that, we'll be in there tonight, and let's see here. I didn't get my call yet. We'll say WB8GKV, and that's Ed in the Wadsworth area. And let's say good evening all the way around.
All right there, Ed. I got you sticking around. That transmission was fine. That transmission was fine. Going to clear with WB8GKB. Just go up to Elyria, talk to Stephen, KF8ANT. How are you tonight, Stephen? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
SLG, KF8ANT. Evening, Nick. Yeah, Steve is fine, and I will be sticking around for the big show. Turn back to Freenet Control.
All right, I got you in there, Steve. You're coming in through the 700 in Elyria, which is a good idea. Your audio is still a little bit light, but heard every word you had to say, and I got you sticking around tonight. Thanks, Steve. Going to clear with KF8ANT. Then we had W8KOC. Fred was in and out. Then we got Scott out in Mansfield. KE8ZRM. How are you tonight, Scott? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Yeah, Roger. This is KE8ZRM, Scott from Mansfield, and I was planning to stick around for the show, and I just made a new net out in Omaha, Nebraska. So I'll be checking out with them and trying that. I'm on vacation. This is KE8ZRM, and I'll see you there.
All right, man. I don't know how many. I don't know how dense it is out there in Nebraska, but I'm thinking it might be a short net. All right, Scott. I got you sticking around. KE8ZRM, KDSLG. Next up, we got Keith out in Uniontown. KE8TQR. This is KDSLG. What's going on tonight, Keith? And are you going to stick around for the really big shoe?
KD8SLG, KE8TQR. Good evening, Nick. No, I'm just going to get my ticket punched tonight, if you would. Just want to wish everyone a great evening and a good rest of the week. And that's about it. I'm going to head upstairs. So you all have a great net. And with that, this is KE8TQR saying 73 and God bless.
All right, Keith. I consider your parking validation taken care of. Good to hear you tonight, Keith. Sleep well. Going to clear with KE8TQR. Let's go back out to Tulsa. check in with Jairus. AI5Q, how are you tonight, Jairus? You going to stick around?
KD8SLG and the prenet AI5Q. Yeah, I'm planning on sticking around. Yeah, why not? Got nothing better to do tonight other than drink a few beers and play on the radio. Back over to you.
All right, Jairus, good to have you on board as always. I'm going to clear with AI5Q. And next up, let's go to the president of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, Alpha 8 Custom Select. This is KD8SLG. Good evening, Gary. How's beer night? And are you going to stick around tonight, or are you going to get some sleep and be on time for the barometer net tomorrow morning?
Choices. What to do. I don't know, Nick. No, it was a great night. Yeah, we had a good time, and I don't know. It's we've been doing this for 25 years, and it's gotten a little bit bigger, but nevertheless, it's been 25 years since we've been doing this. It was on a Tuesday, and it was called Wing Night then. Somehow it morphed into beer night on a Wednesday. So anyway, that's a 25-year history that I won't bother to go into. I'm not going to bore you anymore. I'm going to stick around because I want to. And I'll talk to you soon. This is AA8CS. Back to net.
AA8CS, KD8SLG. All right, I got you sticking around tonight, Gary. That's awesome. So Dustin will be giving you a holler here once we get the net started in a little over a minute. We had KJ7CLG, John in Montana. I got him in and out. He's monitoring, and I think that means just listening. KI5RFI, Mac. He's out there, but he can't check in tonight, but I wanted to say hi to Mac. Arkansas is represented there, Mac, on the list anyway. And I added another one here just now. Let's see if her radio is working properly. KI5OZZ. This is KDSLG. Are you out there, Nancy?
K8SLG and the rest of the crew. The evening from KI5OZZ. I'll make it short and sweet. Good to hear everyone on there. And I hope to God the great bearded one is growing his beard back. Back over to you, Nick. Catch it.
W8WKY.
All right there, Nancy. It was a little wavy, your signal was, as you had mentioned earlier, but got every word you had to say. So glad to hear you, and we'll catch up with Jairus' beard a little later on. I got one more here before I hand it off to Dustin. KC8FQV joined the party. It's a net now that Mark's here. KC8FQV, KDSLG. Are you going to stick around for the big show tonight, Mark?
KCFQ, yeah, I'll stick around. I got the Worcester group up on the other DV switch. I got you up on this DV switch. And we did a bunch of updates on hardware I have here. So I'll send it back to Nick, KCFQV.
KC8FQV, KDSLG. All right there, Mark, I got you on the list. Please turn the other radio down when you're checking into the other net. The other radio is louder than you were there, buddy. All right, this concludes this evening's episode of the Beacon Net pre-show, but it's time for Dustin to light up the nighttime airwaves. KD8EPC, this is KD8SLG. Take it away, Dustin. All right.
right, thank you so much there, Nick. Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Dustin. My call sign is KD8EPC, and I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKY repeater 147.390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114.8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is a direct-to-net. All traffic must pass for net control, and all stations are welcome to check in. We'll take multiple rounds of check-ins, so if you don't get in the first time, just stand by. We'll get to you as soon as we can. We're linked in with our friends in Oklahoma that do drop in and various other repeaters, so we ask that you keep for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you have to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic, please call now. All right, not hearing any emergency or priority traffic. Stations that haven't already checked in the pre-shows would like to check into the Beacon Net. Please say your call phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
KB8PXM, Charlie in Mount Eden, Ohio, and I'll just be in and out. Just wanted to give you a number, 73s.
All right, you know, we only got one, and we got a good one there. Charlie, we got you in there. Thanks for stopping by in and out with us, and it was good to hear you last night on the WatchNet there. All right, KB8PXM is in there. Do we have any other check-ins? Please call now.
Kilo Echo 8 Bravo Hotel Quebec K8BHQ Benjamin Mobile.
All right, K8BHQ, Ben, we got you there in the mobile. All right, we got quite the list here, so before we start taking check-ins, let's go up here and see what we've got for trivia this evening. And let's start with K8QKO, Nick at Night, our trivia master. What do you have for us, Nick?
Good evening, Dustin, and good evening, everyone on the net. This is K8QKO, and I have the trivia question tonight. And the question is as follows. NASA's Deep Space Optical Communication Experiment recently beamed an ultra-high-definition streaming video on December 11th, 2023, from a record-setting 19 million miles away. The star of the video was Alpha, a jar of lucky JPL peanuts; Bravo, a chihuahua named Mr. Desoc; Charlie, a dancing JPL deer; or Delta, a cat named Taters. I'll read that again. NASA's Deep Space Optical Communication Experiment recently beamed an ultra-high-definition streaming video on December 11, 2023, from a record-setting 19 million miles away. The star of the video was Alpha, a jar of lucky JPL peanuts; Bravo, a chihuahua named Mr. Desoc; Charlie, a dancing JPL deer; or Delta, a cat named Taters. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Dustin. This is K8QKO.
All right, well, we're going to think about that one for a while, and we're going to get the alternate trivia from W8HRF. Mr. Lucy, good evening. What do you have for us?
KD8EPC and the Beacon Net, W8HRF. Man, I can't even compete with that question. That was a good question, Nick. Tonight's alternate trivia is, who wrote the song God Bless America? Was it Alpha, Francis Scott Key; Bravo, Irving Berlin; Charlie, Samuel Francis Smith; or Delta, Julia Ward Howe? Again, tonight's alternate trivia is, who wrote the song God Bless America? Was it Alpha, Francis Scott Key; B, Irving Berlin; C, Samuel Francis Smith; or D, Julia Ward Howe? I'll post this in the blue screen. And this is W8HRF, back to KD8EPC.
All right there, Josh. Thank you so much. going to think about that one, too. So there you go. But we do have a mobile station to get here, too, before we get down the list. And we're going to start way down here at the bottom and talk to Ben, K8BHQ, in the back of the bus. How you doing?
KD8EPC, KE8BHQ. I'm doing pretty good back here at the back of the bus. Just got off work, and I'll let you get through the list. For trivia, I'm going to go with Delta and Delta and give it back to you. This is KE8BHQ.
All right there, Ben. Well, mobile safely out there. They tell me there's lots of Squatch sightings lately. Hi. So we'll say 73, and we'll catch you there down the log. I think that's the only mobile station or short time I've got, so we're going to go back up to the top here and start with Brad, KA0KDW. Good evening, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. However, I was reconnecting one of our other systems to the net it dropped off of, so I totally missed the trivia questions. So I tell you what, come back to me in about 3 or 4 people, and I'm going to look that up on the blue screen.
All right there, Brad. We'll get our next couple, and they're both posted right there in the blue screen, so should be pretty easy to find. Let's go down here and talk to Josh, K8YUG. Good evening.
KD8EPC, this is KE8YUG. Good evening, Dustin. It's good hearing you, and everybody else out there. Looking forward to hearing the net go. Let's see, we'll do the trivia for the first one, the main one. I'm going to go with C, Charlie, and then for the alternate trivia, I'm going to go with B, Bravo. So C, Charlie, B, Bravo, and then, yeah, it's a good day today. Well, yesterday was really 10 meters in oars net. I was able to hear Scott some, K8VOX, and quite a few different people, but that was the first time I got to hear Scott. So that was just pretty cool. That was, progress. And let's see, outside of that, yeah, good net day, information net, of course, starting off at the barometer net in the morning. Food net was good. So it's a good net day. And it's been a long week, but productive, which is good. So I'm looking forward to the weekend, though. Definitely looking forward to the weekend. And it's good to be here. Everybody have a great evening, and we'll be listening along. 73, I'll send it back to you. KE8YUG.
All right there, Josh. We're glad you had fun on the 10-meter net. And we got you down for Charlie and Bravo this evening. We'll say 73 to you and catch you there down the log. And let's go talk to Marie now. KF8ANS. Good evening.
W8WKY.
KD8EPC, this is KF8ANS. Hi, Dustin. Good evening. Marie here. Hi, everybody else on the Beacon Net. First, I'm going to go with trivia. I'm going to go B Bravo and B Bravo. So B Bravo for both. So I just been waiting on my Jumpstart radio kit I ordered from QRZ, although I think it's coming through Gigaparts. So I'm still waiting on that. I got an email that has been back ordered, so waiting for the email. It's been shipped, and then I'll wait for it to come, so it's very exciting to have a new HG and see how to, program it and stuff, learning up. So I got people sending my QRZ log in Scotland and West Virginia. They sent me messages saying hello. I thought that was pretty cool that you could do that through there. So I'm encouraging everybody to do that, and it's cool getting the stars too, confirmation. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. Happy Easter to everyone. 73 all KF8 ANS back to net.
right there, Marie. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and glad you're enjoying things so far. We get you down for a Bravo and Bravo this evening, so we'll say 73. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to catching you there down the log. All right, let's go over to Tulsa and talk to Mr. Ray now, K5CFY. Good evening. How are you?
EPC in the net. This is K5CFY. Good evening, Mr. Dustin, and everybody on the net. Good to hear everybody. Let's see. I'm going to go with Delta and Delta. So anyway, thanks for getting me in there. I appreciate it, and great job on the border breaker net today. Y'all, some record-breaking numbers there. So look forward to next Wednesday, and 73 to everybody. Thanks everybody that came over and joined them. K5CFY. Back to you there, Mr. Dustin.
All right there, Ray. Well, we got you down for Delta and Delta, and you know, we always have a good time the first hour Wednesday. We really appreciate you letting us do that, and we're glad that you and Greg there had a good second hour, and hopefully he'll have a good first hour there Tuesday from what I hear. So we'll say 73T, and for anybody who doesn't know, you can find Mr. Ray there and all the other wonderful net controllers every day on the Boredom Breaker net, and you can find them at Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK every day at noon Central Time. They go 2 hours, switch net controls at the top of the hour, and welcome rechecks there. So there you go. I'm going to go back up here, though. I think I got his answers already, but I'm going to get his comments, see if he has anything else for us real quick before we move on down the list. And that's KA0KDW. Brad, take it away.
Yeah, you got the answers there. I put it in the chat. Not much on my comments list. Like I told Nick, wrapped up the Missouri DMR net a little later than usual tonight, right at the mark of 8 o'clock. Had 24 people from Missouri and Illinois, Arizona, California, Nevada. So it was definitely a fun time on the Missouri DMR net. Anyone is welcome to join, as long as you have Brandmeister capabilities. On Talk Group 3129, Wednesday nights at 8:30 Central. 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Again, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central on Brandmeister 3129. I'd love to have even more people. And with that being said, I will, of course, send you and Nick a reminder next week, and I'll even post it in the blue screen. And but I'll be net control for one of the club nets that you and Nick sometimes join me on next week on Thursday. So, like I say, I'll post that in the blue screen next week, and also email you both the reminders. We'll catch you guys later. I don't have much else for the net. Looking forward to warmer weather, not as warm as what we're going to have Easter, 80 degrees on Easter Sunday, before we go back down to the low 50s, so, or low to mid-50s. Anyhow, happy Easter to everyone, and we look forward to catching everyone on Wednesday of next week. This is KA0KDW. Back to you, Dustin. Have a great weekend.
All right there, Brad. Well, great to have you with us. And yeah, I've got a DMR radio, but I don't have a DMR hotspot. My hotspot's currently set up for D-Star, and the closest DMR repeater is got kicked off the tower recently, so we don't have that anymore either. So no DMR for me, and I don't like that mode particularly anyway. I think it sounds kind of tinny, but if you get it working, it works great. I've never had much luck with it, though, so there you go. We'll say 73, and we'll catch you there down the log. Let's jump on down the list and talk to Kelly now. KC0LRM, good evening.
Oh, KD8EPC, thanks for getting me in there, Dustin. Give you my trivia answer. I think I'm going to go the same thing Ray did. I'm going to do D and D. Things pretty good here. Hope we have a nice day this weekend for the Easter or whatever. But that's about all I got. And everybody have a good evening out there. And back to net control. And thanks for y'all for running the net. It's always a pleasure. All right, back to you, Dustin.
right there, Kelly. Well, great to have you with us this evening. We got you down, and boy, it's always a pleasure to hear you out there, my friend. So we'll say 73 for now and catch you down the log. And that brings me over to Miss Lucy now. KE8YUK, good evening. Take it away.
KD8EPC, this is KE8YUK. You caught me in the middle of regular glowing, so I'm less flustered. Let's see, trivia first. For Nick's question, I have to go with a cat named Taters. That's just fabulous. Interesting. If you haven't been to the Kent area in Ohio, while it has pitfalls that I won't get into at this point in time, it does have a fabulous restaurant called Mike's Place, and definitely make it a destination if you're interested. Sidebar over. So that's Trivia 1, cat named Taters, D, and then for W8HRF, Josh, I don't have an answer because we had to go over it together, so I'm going to go with Betty. Betty is my answer. Or God. God's the answer to everything, but Betty's entertaining. Today's been a doozy, man. It was rough. But I'm actually in a much better mood now, so I won't go into it. And I'm grateful for you guys. Grateful for you guys running the net and being around and keeping the hobby going and keeping the spirits high. Sometimes literally beer night. With that, I'm going to pass it back to KD8EPC. This is KE8YUK. Good night. God bless everybody.
All right there, Miss Lucy. Well, we got you down for D for the main answer and Betty for the other answer. And I'll tell you what, we might just have to get a beer night going for the rest of us here on the net, not just our El Presidente. Hi. We'll say 73 and great to hear you. And let's see, let's go on down the list to K6KJV. Kevin, I hope you got them footprints wiped off your back from earlier. Take it away.
Thank you very much. This is K6KJV in Valley Springs, California, and I got the footprints off, but I got some bruises and whelps, and oh man, that was bad today, but it was all in fun. And my answers tonight are going to be Delta Bravo, repeating Delta Bravo, and I'm going to wish everybody a blessed, happy Resurrection Sunday. And God bless them, 73. K6KJV, back to you.
W8WKY.
All right there, K6KJV. Well, Kevin, thanks so much for stopping by and joining us this evening. We got you down for Delta and Bravo there. We'll say 73 to you, and we'll catch you down the log. And now we're going to go over here to Eddie, W3ETB. Take it away.
Yeah, hi, Dustin. Yeah, let's see, 2 times in one day. Yeah, I think we did it. Anyway, it did clear up a little bit today, but now they're calling for more rain, so I don't know. I think I'm ready for actually spring and some good weather. Tired of all this rain, cold weather, windy. Everything is really rough here. Anyway, actually, might as well get on to the trivia. I'll go with D and D. I agree with Lucy. Tater, the cat, sounds like a really good one. I'm not sure about B on the other one, but I'll go with D on that one just because it could have been Cornwaldo B, but it wasn't. Anyway, turn it back to you. And I'll say 73 because I'll probably be asleep by the time that gets to the end. W3TV, back to net.
All right there, Eddie. Well, great to have you with us this evening, my friend, and great to hear you twice in one day. Boy, I'm distracted on the blue screen there. Too many things going on. So we're going to say 73 to you for now, and we'll catch you down the log. And that's going to bring me down to Shannon now. KC5, Real Big Guns. How you doing?
Thank you there, Dustin. KC5 RBG. Well, let
Let me turn this other one down real quick. Okay. Let's see here. Trivia is going to be the state of Oklahoma, because we all know that's never the wrong answer. And, yeah, today's been one of those days. Got my eyes dilated and shot in my eye. I've been in pain all day long. Nose running nonstop. My eyes are still dilated this late at night. I don't know how much stuff that they put in my eyes, but man, you know, usually it's a few hours and you're good, but this is just absolutely ridiculous how long it's staying. But Mr. Rimmel came by. Well, Rimmel and Jackie came by, picked me up for a lunch. And then we went by Black Friday and had some shopping fun and went over to Winco so he could get his $5 sushi. Other than that, been playing around with getting a SSD drive to boot up Linux on a Raspberry Pi, a Pi 4 to be exact. And I finally got it to work. I was happy about it. Which right now I'm using Ubuntu, but you know, I've done a whole bunch of SD cards already. You know, I've done a version of the Hacker Linux. I've done the Raspbian OS. I've done Gentoo, and a few others, and been playing with those. But you know, I've done Ubuntu for a long time, and a little bit more familiar with it and its distro and stuff. And so I went ahead and installed that on that drive, and I'm going to use it as basically a PC. Even though I got my Microsoft Surface, but now I have another full computer I can take on the go with me. It's really nice, actually. KC5RBG.
All right there, Shannon. Let me just make sure that was all you had. You weren't just timing it out, right?
Well, I was timing it out, but I was done. So I threw my call sign in there real quick before it did time out. KC5RBG.
All right there. Well, good to hear you out there, my friend. It sounds like you had a good day there, so glad to have you with us. And we got you down for the great state of Oklahoma, because that's always the right answer. So we'll say 73 to you for now, and if you're still up, maybe we can have an after party and chat about operating systems on the Pis, because I've been thinking about messing around with a project with that. So we'll say 73 for now, and we're going to go over now to AB8MO in the land of snow and maple syrup. Andy, take it away.
This is AB8MO on the rarely used 147015. Anyway, hello. Hi there, Dustin. Let's see here. I got my ticket for Dayton. I was telling just Nick that, I don't know, somehow or other, when I booked for the hotel room, which, I don't know how good this one is going to be that I booked this year, but I certainly hope it isn't going to be any worse than the one that I booked last year. You know all about that. So anyway, I'm planning to go Friday and Saturday, and I'm just going to skip Sunday this year. So, yeah, I got everything all firmed up, I think, and my phone is blowing up for some reason. I guess I'll check that after I'm done transmitting. Jumping over to trivia questions, let's see here. I don't know. I think the real answer for Nick's question is a certain dancing naked squatch and running around his neighborhood. I think that's the real answer. And for Josh's, I know that answer, so I can't answer that. I absolutely know it because I played God Bless America in my band, and I know who does it. I know who wrote the song. So darn it, I'm going to have to pass on that one. But he made a lot of great stuff. I really, really enjoy that individual who wrote God Bless America, who will remain nameless. Certainly wasn't A.B. Adabo, but that's who I am. Back to you there, Dustin.
All right there, Andy. We'll enjoy Dayton down there. I don't know for sure. I may hitch a ride down just for a day, but I don't even know for sure yet if I'm going to go. So enjoy your time down there, and hopefully it is better than last year. I mean, that place is a place to sleep, but it was definitely in not the best neighborhood I've ever been in. So there you go. We'll say 73 to you for now, and we're going to go down here and talk to Ed now. WB8GKV, take it away.
See here, I think on the trivia, let me get the trivia going. On the first one, I'm going to take, on the main one, Baker. And let's see, on the second one, I think it was Alpha is what I was thinking of. Familiar name anyway. Well, a couple of them are familiar, but only two of the names are familiar, but I'll take Alpha. As a guess, actually. Take for the second one, Baker for the first one. So that I kind of like the idea of a picture of a chihuahua going out in space. It just sounds good to me. So I think the chihuahua was the. But anyway, with that, I'll say good evening all the way around. And see here, no real traffic. I'm trying to think. Something about taxes, though. I was fooling around with that today. It's done, but I have to send in some kind of thing there. And then he didn't send the bill. And I think we got that pretty much taken care of. I do have to, it's stamped and everything, but I do have to see if I'm going to write a check to boot with it. He usually sends the two together, but I don't know what he did yet. I'll probably give him a call. Anyway, we'll say good evening to the crowd there. We'll look for you probably towards the weekend there, late in the weekend. And so forth there, Dustin. Good to hear you in there. Nothing much else is going on here out of the ordinary, so we'll turn it back to net control.
All right there, Ed. Well, great to hear you out there. We've got your answers down for Bravo and Alpha, and we'll probably be there to see you Friday, because Saturday is the day before Easter, and it's going to just be a madhouse, so we go to the store then. So we're going to be there Friday. Me and Morgan will be there, and we got you down for Bravo and Alpha. We're going to say 73 to you, and that brings me down to Steven, I'm not really sure, KF8ANT, good evening.
I'll go Charlie and Charlie. It's been an interesting week. Kind of setting stuff up for my car. A little disappointment today. 771 R antenna came in and threw it on the meter, and it was all wappa-jagged. So it's going back in a different 771. Thanks to the modern marvel of Amazon.com. It'll be here tomorrow morning before I got to leave town. So that's about all I got. Wish everyone a happy Easter, and I'll kick it back over to the net.
All right there, Steve. Well, good to have you in there. And I'll tell you what, your audio is really, really light. I had to crank the radio way up to hear you. So maybe next time talk a little closer to the microphone or just a little bit louder. But great to have you with us. We got you down for Charlie and Charlie there. We'll say 73 and best of luck with your antenna there. Let's see, WAKOC Fred was in and out. And that's going to bring me down to K8ZRM. Scott, good evening. How are you?
Well, good evening. Any better if you two of me. But not too much going on here. Just doing the radio stuff while I can on vacation, last sick leave. For my trivia answers, I've got Delta and I've got Bravo. And I'll be clear with you. And back to net control is K8CRM. Have a good Easter, 7-3.
All right there, Scott. Well, we got you down for Delta and Bravo. You have a great Easter, too, and don't forget, we do have a Easter edition of the Beacon Net Easter night, so come back and join us if you can. We'll say 73 to you, Scott. K8TQR Keith was in and out, and that brings me down to another good friend of mine, AI5Q Jairus. Good evening. What's going on?
KD8 EPC and the net, AI5Q. Oh, just having fun on the blue screen, you know. They are giving me lots of fodder to work with. So, anyway, you've got my answer for trivia. It's Delta and Bravo, respectively. And other than that, there's a gentleman on the net either last week or week before, a week and a half ago or something like that, Josh, that needed some help with his Allstar Node getting it to recognize DTMF tones, and then he started running into problems with Supermon and it recognizing his credentials and not connecting to the Asterisk Manager. So I spent an hour and a half on the phone with him last night and on TeamViewer working through some issues and finally got it solved. So I'm a happy camper. It was a fun project to figure out and work on. And I don't do the same for DMR because I don't have time for a graduate level course for everybody on DMR, because that's what it takes to explain code plugs and the theory of how to set them up and operate them and all that kind of stuff. It's not very intuitive. We'll just leave it at that. But the All-Star stuff can be frustrating. I get it at times, especially when it's not working like it should be. And this gentleman's node was not recognizing the number 3, so he could not dial into anything. Star 3 wasn't working, so he couldn't dial into any nodes, so he needed Supermon to work, and Supermon wasn't working. But anyway, we got it all straightened out. Long story short, I had a good time last night working with a ham, and I enjoy helping people out when I get the opportunity, which is fewer and further between now than it used to be. AI5Q, back over to you, Dustin. Hopefully we can hang out after the net.
Well, I am all about hanging out after the net there, Jairus, and boy, I'm hoping maybe you can tell me about DMR too. I want you to tell me everything from step 1 all the way up to completed talking on the radio. So there you go. But we got you out for Delta and Bravo, and we know you're the man when it comes to All-Star. You've helped us out exponentially. So we're going to say 73 to you, and now we're going to go talk to our fearless leader, Alpha Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra. Gary, good evening. How are you?
All right, Dustin, thanks for asking. Well, I am just fine. Hey, I want to first say, I got your design. I like it. Good design, number 1. So, Sarah, rest assured, we have at least one design, and it's a good one. So, yeah, we got through the weekend for the Field Day T-shirt design contest. I guess I kind of pulled all that out of thin air. But anyway, Dustin, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I want to know who your tailor is, or who your designer is anyway. All right, thanks for that. Let's see. Also, you and Lucy, I got to tell you, I'm not sure who can talk faster. So I'm thinking that we should have a speed test between Lucy, YUK, and yourself, Dustin, because, man, you guys talk faster than Ricochet Rabbit on a good day. Anyway, I better grab a second. All right, I'm back. AA8CS returning. For the trivia, I think it's the Peanut Man. I'm going to go with Alpha for number 1. Number 2, yeah, it's got to be Irving Berlin, I'm thinking. So I'm going to go with AB, abs, like mine. Oh, yeah. I got the best abs since Robert Kennedy. I'm just kidding. Okay, and last thing on my agenda is beer night. Hey, thanks for acknowledging beer night, you guys. I really appreciate that. And I got to tell you, we went over to Lizardville for dessert, and I had an E.H. Taylor bourbon. It was barrel proof, probably, I don't know for sure, but probably about 136 proof. It was delicious, let me just say that. And I will say this, if you ever want to know, is there a real difference between expensive whiskey and non-expensive whiskey? Have a long pour of E.H. Taylor. Anyway, with that, let me turn it back to Ned. This is AA8CS. See you in the morning, everybody.
All right there, Gary. Well, great to have you with us this evening. We've got you down for Alpha and Bravo, and I'll tell you what, I have a graphics designer on staff, Gary, so she does all my designing, and she does a great job, so hope you enjoyed that there. And, boy, man, I could go for a good shot right now, or 2 or 3 or 4, so we'll have to see how that goes after the net. But we'll say 73 now, and we're going to go over to the Yellow Brick Road here and talk to KI5OZZ, the Oz. Miss Nancy, how are you?
KDPC and the rest of the net, good evening from KI5OZZ here at the QTH, where I will remain for the near future until I get another job, because I have been done and some with my past employer. So I will keep everyone informed on whether I will be going OTR, local, regional, etc., whatever, and still try to find a way to put a radio in the truck, some kind or another. I'll give it a break. Okay, answers for the trivia are going to be Delta and Bravo, respectively, although I must say that for the first question, cat rule, dogs rule. There it is. KI5OZZ, back to net.
All right there, Miss Nancy. Well, we hope you find a new job there real soon, for sure. And in the meantime, you can hang around and say hello to us a little more. We got you down for Delta and Bravo this evening, and I'll tell you what, you were kind of cutting out, sounding like a robot, but we got the majority of what you said there. And boy, I had another thought for you too, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, don't go work for Swift. Whatever you do, don't go get a job for Swift. So with that, we'll say 73, and we'll catch you there down the log. And that brings me to Northern Mark. Casey 8 Fox Queen Victor, take it away.
W8WKY. Repeater PL1 14.8.
All right, a word from our sponsors. One more time, KC8FQV. Mark, are you there? All right, nothing heard. KB8PXM Charlie was in and out. K8BHQ Ben, we already talked to him in the mobile, so that brings me over to Cibolo now, and we're going to go talk to Miss Sandy. KG5SYC. Good evening.
This is KG5SYC, and hello, Dustin and Nick and Nanette. I think we recovered from last week, or on Wednesday, when I had a total exhaustion breakdown. First time to do axes, and I sit there and watched our neighbors sit there and work on our son's taxes, and it went really smooth. Of course, he had a W-2, and his employer and his stock and everything just zip, 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 and it was done because it all was pre-done, and made it look like it was going to be nice and easy. Thought I was going to be able to do it, and well, 1099s, let me tell you, they're left to be desired for me because I had to manually bin everything, and I wasn't prepared for that, and I didn't even know where to go. So I had to call up another friend and have them walk us through the 1099s for let's say the retired group. At any rate, let me break for some time. All right, hopefully that was enough break for time, but this is KG5SYC. At any rate, I think we recovered, had the grandbabies over the last couple of days, and that's been fun. Being able to see them again. Couldn't sit there and have them over for 4 or so days because of Nick's radioactive body that they said wasn't good for young kids to be around. So the son kept the boys at home, and so we didn't get to see him for several days. But we got to see him yesterday and seen him today, so that was a lot of fun. Trivia, I'm going to ask for you to read the trivia because I didn't hear it, and we'll sit there and figure my answers out after I hear trivia. KG5SYC, net control.
All right there, Miss Sandy. Well, I'm glad you guys got the tax stuff taken care of for sure. And, boy, I think I can get these questions reread for you, no problem. Let me go up here to, let's start with Nick at Night. K8QKO, would you reread us the main trivia, please? K8QKO, Nick at Night, are you out there?
KQQ, yes, sir, Dustin, I'm out here. Sorry, I dozed out there for a second. Were you asking for comments or the trivia question?
I was asking for you to reread the trivia for Miss Sandy there, please.
Copy that, sir. Sorry about that. All right, the trivia question tonight. NASA's Deep Space Optical Communication Experiment recently beamed an ultra-high definition streaming video on December 11th, 2023, from a record-setting 19 million miles away. The star of the video was Alpha, a jar of lucky JPL peanuts, Bravo, a chihuahua named Mr. Desuk, Charlie, a dancing JPL deer, or Delta, a cat named Taters.
All right, thank you very much there, Nick. Really do appreciate that. Now let's go over to Josh. W8HRF for the alternate there. Go ahead there, Josh.
KV80PC, W8HRF. Tonight's alternate trivia is pretty simple, short, and brought to you by the letter W. Okay. Alternate trivia. Who wrote the song God Bless America? Was it Alpha, Francis Scott Key, Bravo, Irving Berlin, Charlie, Samuel Francis Smith, or Delta, Julia Ward Howe? Again, that was who wrote the song God Bless America. Was it A, Francis Scott Key, B, Irving Berlin, C, Samuel Francis Smith, or D, Julia Ward Howe? KD8EPC, this is W8HRF, back to net control.
All right, thank you so much there, Josh. I really appreciate it. Let's go back to Miss Sandy now, KG5SYC. Good evening. Let's get your trivia answers there, please.
All right, KG5SYC, back to you. All right, let's answer the first one with D for Dustin, and let's go with the alternate for B for Beacon Net, Barometer Net, any of those other B nets that are out there. So those are gonna be my answers. D and B. Decibel. And there you go. This is KG5SYC.
All right there, Miss Sandy. Thanks again for joining us. We got you down for a Delta and a Bravo there. We'll say 73 for now, and that brings me over to KF5ADE Nickelodeon. How are you?
KF5ADE Nickelodeon. I come out of the other room thinking my time was done with it, and Sandy's over here chit-chatting away. I'm thinking, okay, well, I wouldn't be in the network. So Sandy sits there and says, just put what you say, DB. She says DB and be done with it. So I guess we're going to be DB.
Too many decibels.
Yeah, too many decibels. We'll go that direction. Take your pick. I don't know what the questions were. I've been in there elmering with one of the other local gals out of Seguin. You'll have to look it up on a map to find out where Seguin, Texas is at to that of Cibolo. But I've been talking to them guys on Wednesdays, so yeah, sometimes it conflicts, and tonight it's really conflicted. But it's been good. Talking to a new guy, kind of elmering a little bit, so it's all very good. So with that, I guess I better return it back, the control back to net control. KF5ADE 73, y'all. Thanks for the call.
All right there, Nickelodeon. Well, sorry you missed the questions, but glad to have you stop by there. We got you down for D and B this evening. So we'll say 73 to you, and that's going to bring me down to Jack now. KJ5BWD. How you doing there, Jack?
Juliet 5, Bravo Whiskey Delta. Evening, Dustin. Just kind of finish out my day, so I can be back here in the morning to get the store open again and take care of my customers. Seeing the net was on, and I just wanted to turn in and listen to it for a little bit while I was finishing up.
All right there, Jack. We're glad to have you with us this evening. Did you happen to hear our trivia questions and want to give a shot at the answers for those?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch what that trivia question was. Is there counting money? I'm just going to go ahead and pass with the questionnaire tonight because I'm a little bit tired and my head's a little fuzzy.
All right there, Jack. Well, thanks for taking time out of your busy evening and joining us there. And we'll say 73. Have a great rest of the evening and get some rest before you got to be back to the store there early in the morning. We'll say 73, and that brings me back up to KC8FQV, the northernmost mark. Take it away.
All right, KCFQV. Hey, you're racking them in. DB. The main one's D. Alternative B, I believe is how it is. The Ivan DB. And other than that, well, my day was busy today, sort of, and yes and no. Yeah, I did all my things. Well, the only thing I forgot about the food net. But it was next week, and tomorrow night is the Nor's net. So, but good hearing everyone tonight. Yeah, Wooster ran a long time tonight down there. But with this DV on both devices, I am not sweating so bad. I was sweating today, sort of, because I was updated the pump. You know, we update them radios and that now. Yeah, I had to update the pump so we could use some newer equipment. So, went through the update this afternoon. They're all done now. They're all working good. So, we'll send it back to net. But, DB. So, send it back to net, KCFQB.
All right there, Mark. We got you out for DB, and we'll say 73T. All right, Mark was the bottom of the list there. We're at the bottom of the list, and this is KD8EPC with the Beacon Net. I'm looking for check-ins. Please call now. All right. Nothing heard. Let's go up and talk to the net control team, starting with KD8SLG, just Nick.
KD8EPC, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Dustin, and all the Beacon netizens. Fine business there. Let's start with trivia. I've got to go with Bravo for the first one. I got to go with the Chihuahua. I got a new friend. Her name is Lil BBK. That's what I call her. But her name is actually Babykins. But she's a fun little Chihuahua. And for the other one, I got to go with Bravo. I was reading Andy's mind through the blue screen, I think. So Bravo and Bravo for me tonight, double B's. Anyway, so T-shirt contest for Field Day. Dustin's got his design in. I hope a few other people are working something out. I do like the present design, but we've been using it for so long, we do need something different. So I'm anxious to see what you got there, Dustin. What is it? It's Wednesday night, man. Tomorrow's a light day for us on the radio, Dustin. Let's take a day off and enjoy it. This is KD8SLG, back to net control.
Come on now, Nick. You know better than that. Hi. But put me down for Delta and Bravo, and glad to get my design in there and all that good stuff. Let's go over and see if Mike is still with us. KQWE, are you still there? All right, he may have gone to bed there, so we'll say 73 to him. And I guess let's go talk to Eric, KVZA. Good evening.
KD8EPC in the group. This is KE8VZA. Good to hear you tonight, Dustin. Good to hear everyone. Doing well on this end. Trivia, main trivia. I'm going to go with Charlie. Dancing deer, probably one of those dancing deer from my front yard that frequents my front yard. Anyway, Charlie. And then alternate trivia, I'm going to go with Bravo, Irving Berlin, just a guess. Not a whole lot terribly exciting going on here. Hit the rec center again tonight. Only felt about 600 meters in me in the pool, ended up going 900. Just kept going two more, because, you go down to the deep end and you have to come back to the shallow end, of course. So anyway, that was surprising to me. And then nice soak in the hot tub for 10 minutes. Work, ended up getting a new boss this week. Should be interesting. It'll be good. It'll be good. And Nor's 10-meter net tonight, or last night, was pretty good. The noise level was low. Was able to hear quite a few more stations than I can normally hear, so that was good. So happy Easter to everybody. And with that, I will turn it back to Net Control. This is KE8VZA.
All right there, Eric. We got you on for Charlie and Bravo and fun times in the pool, but I have a feeling you may be feeling that tomorrow. Let's go over to Josh now, WA8HRF, and get your answer to the main trivia there. Josh, we'll be back to you for your comments in the alternate trivia.
KD8EPC, W8HRF. Oh, man. I think I'm going to go with a cat named Taters, just because it's fun to say taters on the radio. Oh, man. And they're awfully good at Mike's Place down in Kent. All right. Back to you, Dustin, W8HRF.
I like taters. All right, let's go to KAQKO. Nick at Night, give us your comments, then pause and give us the trivia answer.
All right, Dustin. So far, today went pretty well. I kind of went to the rec center. I didn't go to the rec center, the JCC. Same thing. Got the soak in the hot tub. My son did swim lessons. He's doing a lot better. He could swim before, but I think doing the swim lessons is giving him some more encouragement. So doing that today, working, and that's about it. But all in all, it's a pretty decent day. Okay, so I'm going to break for time and then read the trivia question and answer. All right. NASA's Deep Space Optical Communication Experiment recently beamed an ultra-high-definition streaming video on December 11th, 2023, from a record-setting 19 million miles away. The star of the video was Delta, a cat named Taters. Let me get the description here so I can read it for you. Just a moment.
W8WKY.
A computer screen in mission support shows Taters the cat in a still from the first high-definition streaming video to be sent via laser from deep space, as well as the incoming data stream delivering the frames from the video. So that is the answer in the description. So with that, I'll pass it back to you, Dustin. This is K8QKO.
All right there, Nick. Thanks so much for doing the trivia there, and thanks for the explanation. We certainly appreciate it. Look forward to the next one. So let's go down now to W8HRF. Josh, for the alternate trivia and for your comments. Give us your comments, Josh. Let it drop and give us the alternate trivia.
KD8EPC, W8HRF. Oh, man. I'm just sitting here. I was making plans for the eclipse. If it's a rainy day here, what our plans are. Looking at the weather forecast. Doing some. I had to re-register our cars, so I got new plates. Had to do that. So I think I got done with all the things on my to-do list that I'm going to get done with today. So that was good. Man, it's Wednesday already. So. Gonna take a floating holiday on Friday, and so so tomorrow's my last day for the week. So looking forward to that. Anyways, I'm gonna let it drop and give my alternate. W8HRF returning. I did forget Betty was funny today. I was watching her, and she was trying to get a toy out of the toy box, and she tipped forward over into the toy box and was stuck. I had to help her out. That was funny. Anyways, tonight's alternate trivia was, who wrote the song God Bless America? Was it Alpha, Francis Scott Key, B, Irving Berlin, C, Samuel Francis Smith, or D, Julia Ward Howe? A lot of people got it right today. It was Bravo, Irving Berlin. God Bless America is an American patriotic song that was written by Berlin during World War I. He revised the song in the run-up to World War II in 1938, and a famous singer of the time, Kate Smith, introduced the song on her radio show on Armistice Day, the Armistice Day broadcast that same year, and that song became her calling card. Francis Scott Key was an American lawyer, author, and poet from Frederick, Maryland, best known as the author of the text of the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Samuel Francis Smith was an American Baptist minister, journalist, and author. He's best known for having written the lyrics to My Country 'Tis of Thee. And Julia Ward Howe was an American poet, author and poet, best known for the Battle Hymn of the Republic. So all famous American patriotic songs and writers. But Irving Berlin, Bravo was the answer. 7-3, everybody. Good net tonight. Thanks for running it, Dustin, and we'll catch you all further down the log. W8HRF, back to net control.
All right there, Josh. Well, thanks again for doing the alternate trivia tonight, and great to have you with us. We certainly do appreciate it. All right, with that, this is KD8EPC with the Beacon Net. I'm at the bottom of the list, and I'm looking for new check-ins for the Beacon Net. Please call now. All right, nothing heard. This is the last and final call. Last and final call for check-ins for the Beacon Net. Please call now. All right, nothing else heard. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KD8SLG, KQKO, KQWE, WHRF, and KUBZA, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Sunday night at 10 p.m. here on the W8WKY repeater, 147.390 with a positive offset to PL tone of 114.8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. Also, don't forget to check out the barometer net every morning at 7 a.m. except for Sunday here on the W8WKY repeater. And don't forget to visit our friends over on the N5XQK Memorial Board and Breaker net every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is KD8EPC. I'm returning to the repeater. Normal amateur use this time and will be clear. 73, y'all.
Oh my God!
And 7 Echo Whiskey Yankee from the UK.
Faster. Oh man, Dustin! I don't know who's quicker, you or Lucy. Jeez Louise! We need to have a speed test. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, and then it's all the folks who check into nets at that speed too. Yeah, I love those. Anyway, by the way, this is AA8CS. Dustin, nice job tonight, by the way. Great trivia questions, and the whole crew did a great job. So, appreciate it. My best from Sarah to you. To you. Yep. AA8CS.
All right there, Gary. Thank you for coming back, and we appreciate you being here and doing what you do for us. And I'll tell you, I might have a career in commercials being the guy that reads the fine print at the bottom real quick there at the end of the commercial. So there you go with that. Otherwise, glad to have you, and had a pretty good net. We got 35 overall, so can't go wrong with that. We'll say 73, Gary. Have a great evening, and we look forward to talking to you soon. I think I heard a 7 station come in there with Gary, too. Would that 7 station want to come back there? Go ahead.
Hey, Dustin, that was a Mike 7 station from the UK. I don't remember the last 3 of his call sign, but not sure which hub he was coming in on, but it was a Mike 7 station.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I didn't catch the whole thing. I was listening to Gary there when he come in, so I only caught the 7 was all I really caught out of that. But I'll tell you what, Jairus, we can start this after party here in just a minute. But I've got to run down the hall first. My teeth are floating. KD80PC.
KF5ADE. Since Dustin ran down the hall, I'll sit there and say, well, maybe he's going to have to set up a radio station in the primary room. My sister used to talk about having that as a one-room house, and that would be the room that she would have. She'd have a little kitchenette set up in there with a whatever that's before the day of microwave, but that's what she talked about, having just a one-room house, and that would be the room that she'd have in the house, would just be the bathroom. So there you go, KF5ADE.
KF5ADE. Apparently she has never heard the term don't ever eat. It's usually meant for people not having office romances and things of that nature, but I don't want to say it on the air, but don't S where you eat. Just remember that when she built a custom house for you guys.
This is KG5SYC. Well, I guess we don't have to really worry about her customizing a house, but she may be out there listening to us. Never know, because she passed away a few years ago, and she was a real hoot, yeah, and she had her opinions, and boy, she definitely let you know all about her opinions, and but she would listen to yours too, but yours didn't have as much weight as hers did. KG5SYC.
KG5SYC, AI5Q. Yeah, fair enough. Wasn't trying to insinuate anything. I just thought it was funny that if you only had one room in the house, it would definitely need to be the bathroom. But putting a kitchen in the bathroom it brings forth a lot of sanitary concerns for me, and I'd be hard-pressed to let those go. You know what I mean? I mean, kitchens have a lot of smells and bathrooms have a lot of smells, but they're usually not in sync, if you know what I mean.
KG5SYC to AI5Q, I think your call sign is so true. But in some respects, they both stink, particularly if you get onions. There you go. I got to throw my famous saying in there somewhere today. But, I agree. It could be a one-room house, but let's put a door between the two, and everything else can be together. But we put a door between the main part of the house and the bathroom. That'll take care of that situation. And at least there's a hallway for Dustin. KG5SYC.
I guess it all depends on how big or small the room is, too. KD80PC.
Well, I was just thinking, I know of places that have a one-room house, and it's called a jail. And you've got your bathroom and your bedroom and your living quarters and everything all in one room, and there is no privacy. So I guess if you wanted to live in a prison, you certainly could, but it wouldn't be my first choice. But it's certainly better than some of the options that are out there. I'll admit to that.
KG5SYC. Also true. You know, I often sit there and thought we were in a big two-story, basically four-bedroom house, which could also be converted to a five-bedroom, depending on how we want to work it. But you know, after living in the RV for about 3 months, I was like, you know, I could do that and live just in a very close confined quarters, as long as I have my space for my computer and and a radio to listen to and a TV to watch. We always have the outdoors that you can run to, and so even a one-room house, and with the fact that we do have the bedroom separated and the bathroom separated and the shower and the RV, which is nice. But living in small quarters, I think I could handle that right now, particularly since we don't have any kids. This is KG5SYC, KD8EPC, your turn.
All right, thank you very much there, Miss Sandy. Well, I once lived in a room in a barn. It was just a single room that used to be an office. It was drywalled and stuff, but it was in this ratty old barn, and I had my microwave in there, my TV, my laptop, my air mattress, so everything you could ever want. So there you go with that. But no, I live in a trailer in a mobile home. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 960-square-foot ordeal. Plenty of room for me. And then I got a carport that's enclosed. It's a 12 by 50 area, so I don't know. What's that, another 600 square feet down there that's a workshop and kind of a breezeway in. So there you go with that. But plenty of room for me, plenty of room. I had another thought here, but it's totally gone into one ear and right out the other. So this is KD8EPC over to AI5Q. Take it away, Jairus.
Thanks, Dustin. Had to wait on the node ID over here, and if I drop off at 10:30, it's because Shannon's node cut me off, and I didn't catch it in time. But I will be back. I've got 48496 already queued up, and I can jump into it at a moment's notice. I just have to be paying attention. So there is that. But you did say you wanted to hear all about DMR, and so DMR is a digital mobile radio. It was originally made for... I can't keep on this path. Not with a straight face. But let me tell you, DMR for hams is like... well, I don't want to offend any other groups out there, so I'm not going to say what it's like. But it might be like eating scrambled eggs for chickens. We'll just leave it at
that. KG5SYC. Yeah, that's comical. You know, it's kind of funny that everybody is into this digital stuff, and it's like, for me, I guess being digital and talking to different people that I can't meet or see or become friends or face to face doesn't do anything for me. I'm happy that we got to meet all those in Ohio, and that kind of opened the door for Echolink for me. But you know, everybody sits there and says, oh, Allstar and this and that, and I'm like, I don't know. And I'm excited that we're able to go to Oklahoma, and I'm hoping that we get to meet Shannon and Jairus and all of you in Oklahoma while we're there, which will give a little bit more face-to-face and a little bit more camaraderie in my books as to who you are, and able to talk to you a little bit more fluently and more leisurably than not knowing you at all by face-to-face. This is KG5SYC. Dustin, your turn.
All right there, Miss Sandy, thank you so much. And unfortunately, I won't be able to attend the Oklahoma Ham Fest this year, but I'm glad that you guys are going over there and you get to meet everybody. Shannon and Jairus and the whole crew there are just phenomenal people. Miss Nancy, Ray, Alex, Grant. Oh man, the whole crew. Yeah, they're all great people, and they would never steer you wrong there. So. As far as Allstar goes, I would certainly recommend Allstar. I think it's far better than Echolink. Echolink works, don't get me wrong, but I like Allstar a lot better because y'all could set up one node at home and both have your own radios across the house, across the room, whatever, and not have to worry about it there. And I think the audio quality is usually better. But we'll go back to DMR now. I hate DMR with a burning passion. I think DMR is great for what it was intended for business use, for limited space bandwidth, and for what it is, and for never to change. But for as far as using it for ham use, I think it's a terrible idea, and it's a terrible mode in my opinion. Of course, I love D-Star, but I'm spoiled with my ICOM, so there you go. KD80PC, over to AI5Q.
W8WKY.
Thanks, Dustin. AI5Q returning. And, yeah, I don't disagree with your assessment of DMR being fine for limited bandwidth, trying to get it into commercial use, and static talk groups within a small commercial group. But when you start expanding it to thousands of potential talk groups and stuff like that within the ham radio community, it's just, and you've got Brandmeister, you've got TGIF, you've got all these different servers that you've got to communicate with, and bridges that people have put in to bridge YSF to DMR to P25 to whatever else. It's just, it gets a bit overwhelming, and it is very frustrating to try and program a radio and not have to go into your dashboard and change. Okay, now I want to be on TGIF talk groups. Now I want to be on Brandmeister talk groups. I've got to log in and do these changes on my dashboard and or program your dashboard to automatically change them based on the talk group that you're talking on. And the worst thing, I found the worst thing about DMR is the worldwide blues. And if you've never experienced the worldwide blues, it means that you've never been on talk group 91. I think it's 91. Worldwide RAD2 for DMR. And there are so many key ups that you cannot key up to disconnect. And you are stuck on that station. Even if you reboot your node, or your DMR hotspot, it automatically will reconnect you to the last thing you were connected to if it's not been down very long. And you cannot disconnect from talk group 91. And I call it the worldwide blues, and it's miserable. AI5Q, over to you, Sandy.
KG5SYC. Yeah, I don't know that much about DMR. I did pick up when we first kind of got into the radio part. Around here, the thing was fusion. So I thought, well, since I was looking at getting a radio, I went ahead and got one that was fusion capable, and which I didn't know anything about, but I figured that Nick, or let's say Nickelodeon, to make it more precise, would be able to, program it and be on it and to be local, because that's what the network that was around here was fusion. Wrong. Boy, to me, there was absolutely nobody. Fusion was the biggest mistake of a radio. You're talking about DMR? I think fusion beats DMR by a landfall, and but I don't know. That could be me because I don't deal with that, but I did get a radio that supported it, but Nickelodeon wasn't able to do anything with it. Of course, he did talk with Dustin about it, and Nick, and or SLG, and they sat there and said that they didn't have any clue on it. So, yeah, we got a radio that does fusion that is not worth the fusion title, I guess you could say. This is KG5SYC. Back to you, Dustin.
And you're sure KD8SLG couldn't get your fusion radio working for you? That blows my mind. Nick is a Yaesu fanboy. Every Yaesu question I've ever had, he's been able to answer for me fairly quickly there. So when it comes back around, you'll have to tell me what radio you got there. I do have a DMR radio. It's an Anytone 868, and it's my favorite just all-around HT to carry because it's got really nice, crisp, clear receive audio. It transmits great. It'll put out 8 watts on turbo power, so there you go. But I don't like doing DMR. I use it for analog, and so that's what's up with that one. Man, I don't know. Jairus, take it away.
Thanks, Dustin. And yeah, I've got an Anytone 878 UV2 Plus, or whatever it's called, and that thing has a battery life that will last for days on receive. I mean, days, seriously. And it's got the loudest speaker in a handy-talkie I've ever heard. It even outperforms my mobile base stations while driving with an external speaker. The speaker on the Anytone is just phenomenal and will blow your doors off if you turn the volume all the way up on it, and it is guaranteed to work like a champ. The analog side of that radio is really good. The DMR side of that radio is actually one of the better DMR radios I've played with, but that doesn't mean that it's good by any stretch. And hopefully Sandy isn't messing with an FT70, because that's one of the worst handheld Yaesu fusion radios ever made. It's got a battery life of about a quarter second, and it's not got enough power to get into the digital systems, as it were. And it's just all around not a great handheld. So hopefully that's not what she's dealing with. But we'll find out here in a minute. Over to you, Miss Sandy.
Yeah, this is KG5SYC. Nick was saying that the radio that I was talking about is the DMR radio and not a fusion. Well, I thought it was a fusion and not DMR. But, what do I know? Like I said, I basically bought it for Nick. I bought the radio for me to talk on because it was one of my first radios. Yep. And I thought, well, I'll just get the what I thought was fusion, but he says it's DMR, and that way he would be able to talk on it, being a digital signal, but I guess it didn't work out so well, but right now he uses it around the house, and but not with the DMR or Fusion or whichever what network it is. It's Greek to me, but I'm lucky I'm on the iPad and talking Echolink and talking to y'all, which I really like a lot. So I think KF5ADE has a comment.
I just want to add, I am so proud of her for stepping up and getting her technician license. I don't care if she gets a general one way or the other. I don't care if she's not an expert on all this stuff one way or the other. She went ahead and passed her technician class license so we could chit-chat if we wanted to, and I am so proud of her for doing just that. KF5ADE.
With KG5SYC. Dustin, your turn.
All right, and we are so glad for the chance that we all found y'all, and that y'all have come up here and visited us a couple of times in Ohio, which has been really cool. It's been really great to meet you guys, and boy, you know what? I've met our friends in Oklahoma too. It's cool, you know, that I've made all these ham friends around the country, and y'all are so far away, but everybody I'm talking to right now I've met in person before, and I just get I get a kick out of that one. Take it away there, Jairus.
Thanks, Dustin. Yeah, so, Miss Sandy, congratulations on getting your technician. My wife decided that she was going to study and get her technician license and do it as a surprise for me. And she kind of let me in on the secret because she was like, well, you're not allowed to be a VE at the testing session that I go to. And I was going to a lot of testing sessions as a VE back then. Haven't been to several of the ones more recently, but back then I was doing a lot of them. And she wanted to make sure that there was enough VEs there that she could get her CSCE signed. But when I talked to her about studying, she had surpassed the technician level so quickly that I convinced her to get her general. And she studied for the general and got her general. So she got her tech and her general in one sitting, and she has never once been on HF or used her general privileges. And I can probably count the number of times that she's been on the radio with my hands and my feet. So probably less than 20 times that she's been on the radio. But I enjoy every single time she gets on there. So I know what you mean, Nick, about being proud of your wife for getting on the radio and doing the work to get the license. I'm very proud of Nina for doing that, and she tolerates me being on the radio as much as I am, which is quite a bit, and she knows it's one of my outlets. So anyway, just wanted to say congrats again. I know it's been a little while since you got your license, but my wife was dead set on doing it just to impress me, and it worked. So, over to you, Miss Sandy.
This is KG5SYC. I did it for Nick, but essentially, I was on the CB, and that's where basically Nick and I kind of met in a nutshell. Other than the fact we had a lot of common people, and we had like 4 people from the time I was in high school to the time we actually got married trying to set us up. And they were all mutual friends, but we did not really ever meet each other. I did go in Radio Shack where he worked because I was out talking with the local police officers during the state fairground, and they needed a whistle, so I walked in Radio Shack, and he was there. but I didn't know who he was. And then he didn't know who I was, even though we both were on the radio. My best friend, her dad, which was almost like a second dad to me, that hung around with her so much, he was trying to set us up. A friend of mine that we went to church with in high school was trying to set me up with him. Let me take a 5-minute break on this. All right, KG5SYC. But, finally, I worked a donut shop, and one of the guys he worked with at his work that knew somebody else from his work, it kind of a roundabout way, we got set up whether we realized it or not, and a couple of the guys had to lie to him to tell him to come down to meet me, and to meet them, and found out that I was actually working, and they told him he wasn't. At any rate, so the CB life has always been in my book. KG5SYC, Dustin, your turn.
Well, I like the CB radio. That's where I got my start at. I haven't been on one in years, but that's where I started at. Boy, my first setup was I had an old Walmart mag mount antenna and a Maxon CB that I bought there for $25 or $20 or something, and I ran that for quite a while and inside the house, and that worked. And then I moved, and I was in an apartment, and I was running I ran a mobile Fire Stick whip antenna on a metal bunk bed. That worked for a while, and then when I first moved here years and years ago, I was running that same Fire Stick antenna with a mirror mount drilled into the side of a filing cabinet drawer, lifted up on a pipe above the house. That was incredibly strange, but worked. And man, I had a lot of fun with CB. But then I got the scanner, and I heard these guys on 2 meters on a net. And on a whim one night, I went and, without studying, went and got my license, and then upgraded to my to my general the next spring, and I've been a general ever since. So there you go. But we're certainly glad, Miss Sandy, that you got your license, because it's great to have you and Nick with us. And you guys have become regulars and part of our family there. So there you go. And Jairus, I have heard Miss Nina on the air a couple of times on the Boredom Breaker Net, and it has been a treat. So there you go with that too. Back to you, my friend AI5Q from KD80PC.
Yeah, QSL, and she listens to a lot of radio, honestly. There was a couple weeks back that I was offering to have her make some crawfish etouffee for you guys when you came down again. And I came in the house after being in the shop, and she's like, I hear you're volunteering me to cook for the Ohio boys. I was like, well, yeah. She goes, that's okay. So she takes it all in stride. She's a wonderful woman and puts up with me. So, you know, she's got a lot of patience. But, she puts up with her 5 kids. So, you know, she's got an extra lot of patience. And I'm just one of the kids sometimes. And I'm her husband sometimes. It just depends on what's going on. So sometimes she has 6 kids, and sometimes she has 5 kids and a partner. Anyway, where was I headed with this? No, Nina on the radio is kind of a rare occurrence, but it's really nice to hear her when she is. She is a good operator. She's very conscientious about what she says and does and how she acts on the air. And that's a good thing. Noelle has recently stopped doing the what was it? The Skywarn Usenet out of Southwest Missouri, Branson area. But she was doing that up until about February, I think 18th was the last time she did it. And then she wanted to take a break from that, and so I let the net controller, the net coordinator know that. But anyway, AI5Q, before I time it out, on to KG5 SYC.
This is KG5SYC. That's so funny, Jairus. Nick was sitting here listening. He says 5 kids, sometimes 6. And then you sit there and said 5, and then you turned around and said just exactly the same thing. And that you have, sometimes she has 6 kids, sometimes she has 5 kids and a partner. Well, you know something, Jairus? You're not alone. And I think that is just about in any marriage that involves a husband and a wife with kids, because the guy will always be part of the kid's family and fall into that, and also the wife will likewise be the same thing. So everybody is pretty much equal there. We get down on the floor, we play with the kids, we play with the grandkids, and we have fun with the kids being kids. And it doesn't matter if you're 21 or if you're 66 or maybe even 70. I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm still capable of being on the floor with the grandkids at that age. But, yeah, you're only as old as you want to let yourself be old. And if you start letting yourself be old, then that's where you lose your youth. This is KG5SYC. Dustin, your turn. KE8EPC.
W8WKY.
All right, had to let the thing ID and do its thing there. Boy, I totally lost the train of thought, but I don't know what's worse, Jairus or the kids. I think Jairus might be harder to handle than the kids. Hi. And we certainly do feel for Miss Nina, what she has to put up with Jairus there, because we know he can be a pain, but we still love him because he's good for a good conversation here and there. And I tell you what, I can't wait to be able to get back down there and visit in Tulsa again. I'm hoping sometime this year, but I can't make any promises because I got to get a group to come down there. My car won't make it that far. But yeah, I'd like to come down before the year is through and maybe visit with y'all and spend a few days and just convalesce. So there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This is KD8EPC. Over to AI5Q. Take it away, Jairus.
Thanks, Dustin. And I can't remember, but I don't think you guys made it to Burnco Barbecue while you were here last time. And if you did not, you're missing out because it is a different kind of barbecue. They don't own a oven. They don't own a microwave. All they own is charcoal-fired pit grills. And that's how everything is cooked. And when they run out of stuff, they run out of stuff, and that's the end of it. And if you did not get a chance to go to Burnco Barbecue and try their fatty, which is basically a kielbasa wrapped in a roll of hot links and breakfast sausage and cheese, and then covered in a bacon weave, and then sliced to perfection in the big boy or the little girly man or whatever size you want, half pound, 3/4 pound, whatever, you are missing out. And I know how to make it, and I make it at the house from time to time, but there's nothing quite like the Burnco fatty, or as Stephen Reichland calls it, the Tulsa torpedo. Fantastic little creation that they came up with. And if you come down again, we'll definitely make sure you get over to Burnco Barbecue while they're open and partake in some of that goodness. KG5SYC from AI5Q.
This is KT5SYC. You know, somewhat sounds good. It sounds like a heart attack in the making. But, it sounds like a lot of protein and sounds like a bigger bite than I have the mouth to open. But at any rate, yeah, we're so far slanted to be staying at the RV park there right next to the Hamfest. So hopefully we get to meet all of you there in Oklahoma and make some eye-to-eye contact. We'll be close enough we can walk, but because we won't have a vehicle because we carry a 32-foot Class C, which will be connected to the power and that to the place. So we don't usually do a vehicle pull. With the 32-foot, that's a little hard. I do most of the driving, and we have pulled a trailer when my dad passed away. He left a whole bunch of stuff, and so we loaded up a trailer and we pulled the trailer back from Colorado to Texas, and it wasn't too bad, but it definitely cut our gas mileage down a whole lot. And so we figure for the amount that it would take in gas to pull a vehicle, we could just do a rent-a-car if we needed to wherever we're at. This is KT5SYC. Your turn, Dustin. KEAEPC.
All right there, Miss Sandy. Thank you so much. And I'm really excited that you guys are going to the Green Country Hamfest, and I'm sure Jairus will be there too, so maybe y'all can exchange numbers in advance. That way you can meet up when you get there, and all have eyeball QSOs. I know Jairus and Shannon and the whole crew there were phenomenal hosts to us when we were there, and I can't wait to get down there and have some more oil fire, for one. Secondly, Jairus, you better absolutely take me to eat that phenomenal piece of meat and cheese. And sounds delicious. I also want to go have Savisanos again because I got my cup here with a little ice water in it, and it's starting to get faded a little bit. I'm starting to lose the logo, so I'm going to have to come down and get a new one. So there you go with that. Yeah, Ellen took us out for barbecue, but it wasn't to the place you're telling me about. That place was pretty good and had really good fried okra, but it certainly did not have that. So this is KD8EPC over to AI5Q. Take it.
Thanks, Dustin. And yeah, Burnco is kind of it's just a different form of barbecue. It's not what most people think of barbecue, but it is just so good that it's hard to step away from. It's one of those things that you're like, this is different. This is different barbecue than I've ever had anywhere else. And I think it's because they cook everything on a hasty bake grill. And that's a local grill manufacturer here in Tulsa that has been making grills for probably 50 years, and they still sell parts to repair your grill from 50 years ago. Model number wise and part wise, they still have things that you can order to replace broken parts of your grill, and they are a fantastic grill company. But they're pretty pricey, so I don't own one. But at the same time, I kind of know what I'm doing when it comes to a brisket with my smoker, and Dustin can attest to that. We cooked him some brisket when we were here, or when they were here, and and had a good time. Burnco Fatty is definitely where it's at. I will definitely take you there. And I've seen oil fire in little, like, 50 milliliter jars, or 50 or 100 milliliter jars, like little shots of oil fire. And I've thought about buying like 10 of them and just mailing them to you, Dustin. But I don't know about transporting liquor across state lines, how much trouble I might get in for that. So I haven't done it yet. But if you tell me that it's warranted and it's worth the risk, then I will do it for you. AI5Q, over to KG5SYC.
This is KG5SYC. Talking about fried okra. That's a word in my vocabulary. I was raised on fried okra. My granny, my grandma, everybody definitely did fried okra, and I've done fried okra. And there's one place around here that they have pretty good fried okra. And as far as the barbecue, we do have a good barbecue place. We have one locally, and which is here in Cibolo. But we also have one down between us and the Forum, which is the strip mall. And they definitely they have a smoke pit, and they cook their brisket and everything in the smoke pit. So it's not even really done in an actual smoker, and we do some pretty good brisket. Nick and I, we use our smoker for just about everything. Salmon is awesome on there. The son will bring home a big slab of salmon, and I'll go ahead and we'll kind of put a little bit of seasoning on it and stick it out in the smoker, and yeah, it turns out so good. And ribs, well, those come out very well too. We did a duck on there, and we've done a rabbit, and so, but we have people within the family unit that doesn't care for smoking, so I guess this year we will be avoiding the smoker unless we smoke one rabbit this year and have it for us and not worry about taking it to the get-together. This is KG5SYC, back to K88 EPC.
All right, thank you, Miss Sandy. Well, sadly, Ohio doesn't really do really good fried okra. You can buy it, you can get it at places, but it's not as good as it is in Oklahoma. So that's the story with that. As far as smokers go, Jairus can smoke a heck of a brisket, and I hear Grant can smoke everything pretty good in his smoker. I don't have one myself, but I was thinking about just getting one of them little electric deals because they work, you know. I mean, heck, fire it up and off I go and make a little brisket, a little ribs, whatever. So that's the story there. But Jairus makes a heck of a brisket, I'll say that. Boy, there was something else I wanted to say, but I don't know what it was. Jairus, take it away.
Thanks, Dustin. And Sandy talking about some of the family unit not being in on the smoker just makes me wonder what's wrong with them. But in all seriousness, we have Easter coming up at my mom's house, and it is a traditional Greek Easter. So that means lamb kebabs, taropita, spanakopita, pasticcio, stuffed grape leaves. I mean, just anything Greek that you can think of, we're going to have pretty much at my mom's Easter, because her dad was full-blood Greek, and that's what she does. And it is fantastic, and we don't miss my mom's Easter. But Nina's mom's Easter is subpar ham on the smoker and subpar brisket on the smoker because I don't do it for them. They don't ask me to. Her husband, which is Nina's stepdad, does it, and it's good, but it's not as good as mine. I can tell you that. And everybody else in the family can tell you that. They're like, it's no Jerris brisket. Anyway, I just wanted to say that we eat some weird stuff for Easter, and especially when it comes to the lamb and the lamb kebabs and stuff like that. But it is fantastic. It is hard to pass up, and once you get used to it, it is what you look forward to all year, let me tell you. And rabbit is really good. We've had several rabbit dishes here at the house, a lot of them Cajun-style rabbit dishes, but we like rabbit at our house, and Noelle is very keen to let us raise rabbits so that we can eat them. I just haven't gotten the cages built and the rabbits bought to do that yet, but I'm working on it. AI 5Q, over to Miss Sandy.
This is KG5SYC. Yep, right now I've got 3 rabbits and a duck sitting in my refrigerator, thawing out. We've been sitting there getting rabbit from the meat market, wherever we could possibly find them. And they're getting harder and harder to find. And then one of the guys that local ham, and we usually get eggs from him and his wife. Well, he hooked us up with a guy that he bowls with, and he raises rabbits. And so we have and he raises rabbits for him and his boys for 4-H. So they're pretty much a group of show rabbits. And they take the best of the rabbits that they raise, and those are the rabbits they use for show, and the rest of them they use for butchering and for raising new crop of rabbits. And they're very well fed, and they're in a heated and air conditioned pens, and very well taken care of. We got to meet the guy when we went out there and picked up 3 rabbits. So I'm excited to see what his rabbits taste like compared to the rabbits we've been getting from the butcher shop of our local Granzines meat market and that. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been eating rabbits since I was little. My grandparents had rabbits, and they would butcher 1 or 2. And along with other animals out there on the farm, the chickens and that. So I've been very accustomed to raising an animal for meat. So it's just been passed on to my kids, and that even the weird meat that most people think of, like liver and beef tongue and stuff like that, and heart. My kids have all been raised on that. This is KG5SYC. Back to KDAEPC.
Miss Sandy. Yeah, I've got a friend that raises meat, goats, chickens, rabbits, and I think he also does cows, but yeah, he's got a handful of different animals he raises for meat, so if I ever need to get a rabbit, that's what I do. But I usually don't cook rabbit. The past few years for Easter, what I've done is I have one of those big turkey fryers, and I'll fry up whole chickens, 3 or 4 at a time. You can put them in there stacked one on top of the other, and they'll cook in no time, and they're delicious. So that's my story there. I'm going to go one more round here, and then it's almost midnight, so it's going to be time for me to call it, I think. But go ahead there, Jairus, take it away.
Thanks, Dustin. I was just thinking about calling it myself. If I keep going, I'm going to keep drinking, and if I keep drinking, I'm going to get in trouble when I go inside. So need to temper reality with expectations and stick to 6 beers for the night and call it good. Well, 6 beers since the start of the net. More like 9 beers for the night. Had a few before the net. But 6 beers during the net, and the after party is plenty. And I've got a long drive tomorrow, and got to go out to the field and check on a couple different plants, and so I don't want to be feeling dehydrated in the morning when I wake up. So I shall go in and drink some water and hope for the best. But it's good talking with everybody. Kind of sad Nick didn't want to join us, or didn't feel like he was wanted. KD8 EPC or KD8 SLG. Sorry. Getting late. Got a lot going on, and sorry Nick didn't want to join us, but that's okay. There's always next time. So KG5 SYC from AI5Q, I'll say 783 and bid you adieu, as well as KD8 EPC. We'll talk to you guys later, and appreciate you sticking around after the net.
This is KG5SYC. Oh, I can't even imagine having beer. The smell of alcohol makes me heave, you know. But if I'm far away, other people can drink it. But if you stick it under my nose, I'm going to throw up. It's almost as good as whipped cream, because whipped cream does the same thing. Of course, all I have to do is look at that stuff, and it's enough to make my stomach curl. I don't know what it is, but whipped cream is just a menace in my side. Yeah, I order everything without whipped cream, and if it happens to come in there, I try to get it whipped up into whatever I'm take the top off, whip everything else in there, and hopefully I don't taste it. But you all have a good night. Good to talk with all of you, and hope we get to meet you, Jairus, when we end up being down there in Oklahoma. And Dustin, it's always a privilege to come to Ohio and see you and Nick and Andy and Josh and all of you and hang out with you. It's always been a lot of fun. This is KG5SYC, and we'll be clear after KD8 EPC.
All right there, Miss Sandy, KG5SYC. We'll say 73 to you. We're going to say 73 to AI5Q and Jairus. We'll say 73 to KF580E Nickelodeon. And we'll say 73 to KD8SLG. Or we'll say 74 to him. Nick, I know you're listening still. Great to talk to everybody there this evening. Miss Sandy, you and Nick take it easy there. We'll talk to you real soon. And we always look forward to you coming up here and visiting. And we look forward to the next one there. And Jairus will say 73, and I look forward to catching you again soon. This is KD8 EPC. I'm going to be clear. 73, y'all.
This is KD8 SLG. Sorry I couldn't join the party tonight, everybody, but I was on the digital repeater with NADI Jason. He was on his way home from the airport and started at 4 this morning, so I figured I'd keep him awake and alive on the way home. Good to hear you guys having an after party. KD8 SLG, I'll be clear.
KDA SLG, good to know that you're providing a service to the community and trying to keep somebody cognizant and awake while they're driving home from the airport. AI5Q, I'll say 73, and we'll check you on Friday probably. I know you're kind of radio silent on Thursdays, so we'll give you a day off, and then we'll try and bug you on Friday and Saturday and whenever else we can. AI5Q, silent clear.